commentary now. So you've done well enough to, I guess, some tennis channel stuff, and now you're working with TNT at the French.
Yeah.
How has that affected your, I guess, your tennis? It may be positive, or maybe even are there any negative sides to that? Like, could the comfortability factor, knowing that when you're done with tennis, you're probably good if that's the options you want to go with, like you can do commentary. Does that take away any hunger? Like, do you become a little bit less, I guess, dogged because you kind of know you're kind of set after the fact?
No, I think for me, the hunger now for my tennis is about trying everything I can to get back to where I was to prove it to myself. Like that's the hunger that it's now necessarily not necessarily about, what does the future hold? That was never really a thing that I thought too much about. I didn't really um wasn't overly focused on, what's my life going to be like after tennis. I think I naturally felt like, oh, I'll probably maybe get into coaching or go back and finish my degree. But I never put too much thought into it. Even now, I still don't think that much about it. It's
Okay.
still about my day in, day out is about, all right, what are the things I can do to get myself back to where I feel like I can be? And so that kind of is the main fire that keeps me going now. So it's not necessarily like I would say a lack of fire. I think outside perception would be is like, oh, you're doing more commentating now. Maybe not as focused on playing. The thing is, what I think people kind of miss is like I commentate outside of my regular playing schedule once out the year. Like I did some work for ESPN for the Australian Open. I'm already down there. I'm not missing anything. I'm not sacrificing anything to do 3 days of coverage for ESPN or 4 days of coverage for ESPN at the Australian Open. I'm already there. There's nothing I'm gonna play Europe after that. So I gotta stay in Australia anyway. So it's not really anything that's kind of blocking there. Um, TNT came about and I'm going to play qualies here. Obviously, I'm planning on or wanted to qualify and knowing that I would still be here for those whatever two, make 1 to 2 to 3 weeks. Like that's still a week in which I'm already here. Maybe you could look at it and say, all right, I'm not playing the first grass court challenger. But there's also a time in which I felt myself in the past get so consumed with just playing to play. Just every single week, I need to play, 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 play. And that's also never really worked for me. Like I have to choose my timing. I have to choose my schedule. I have to make sure that I'm a little bit like what Milos was talking about and saying like, all right, I can play and really be locked in for a certain amount of matches, a certain amount of weeks. Like this is where my focus is going to be. And it's not just going to be chasing points. So I have that here for TNT. And then for the US Open, I'm in New York already. Whenever I'm done competing, staying and doing 3 or 4 days for ESPN isn't costing me anything because tournaments don't start into Asia until a week after the US Open ends. So there's never this part right now with TNT and doing the French Open is really the only week in which I'm ever, in theory, missing a tournament to do commentating. And then I do next gen at the end of the year during the off season.
Which check better?
Do you feel like the wait, what
Which
do you
check?
say?
Which check better though? Which check
Oh,
What
feel
were you
better?
saying? What you saying, Jody?
Yo,
do
who
you
checked
feel
it harder, dog? That's what I want
What'd
to know.
you What'd you say, Jody?
do you feel like the act of commentating and watching tennis has any benefits to you, or do you just feel like it's just something that you're good at and you just enjoy producing?
No, it's a little bit of I enjoy it, and I do think it helps me because I
And
think oftentimes,
Stop.
that
oftentimes,
check serious.
oftentimes, dude, I do it for the love of the craft, bro. I do it for the love of the
Yo,
craft. Like
that's cap. What that is in
it's
your
a
head, that's cap.
it's
That's it for the
a
love.
I enjoy doing it, man. It's more of an educational thing for me. If we're being
Amen.
real, like I have to give to them to have the opportunity because that's how beneficial it is for me. But
I felt that. I feel that. That's why we do this. We love this. This is from the heart.
super. I mean, so sincere. If only you knew. But I think a lot of times, especially I'm somebody who follows tennis a lot. I watch a lot of tennis, but I just like a lot of tennis fans will get caught up into wanting to watch the highlights, wanting to watch the big points. and not watching the momentum swings and the shifts of every single point. And when you're watching a match for every single point, you see certain things that I think you subconsciously start to save into your own memory bank. Now, whether or not you use them or not is a totally separate issue, but you'll notice things like players will come out after they've broken and get down love 15 a lot, maybe even a love 30. If they get down to love 15, you'll see them go to the towel box and try to slow things down. They don't just let it kind of get away from them quickly. And I'll have a tendency of, if a service game isn't going well, I'm quick to try to correct it. I'll give me the balls quick. Let me get the balls from the ball kid. Let's go. I know I'll just hit an ace right here. I missed the first serve. We got, heavy kick, first ball forehand crunch. Oh, I missed love 30. But a lot of the better players, they do a really good job of managing the in between the points. So love 15, I just broke. I played a good point, or I double faulted. Let me slow things down. Let me get, and then execute a first serve, execute an unreturnable, whatever the case is, and they can kind of reset it. They do a really good job of that. And that's something you get when you're doing commentating, because you're calling an entire match beginning to end. So I'm not really taking technical cues from certain players, but it's like those type of things. How are they managing these big moments? They just had love 40, didn't get it. Now they got another break point to that out. Like, are they going to try to be aggressive again? Because aggression kind of gave them a couple errors, whatever. Like, just how they manage it and how they play the big points. I think that's the thing that I enjoy kind of watching and talking about the most.
And can you kind of break down to people what that is like for you? So, like you were telling us before the podcast, when you're there now after you've lost, kind of how do you structure your day so that you aren't losing time as a pro athlete while also exploring this other option?
Yeah, well, every network that I've ever worked with understands that I'm still a player. They understand that the playing portion will come first. So, like, when I'm playing in a tournament and I'm supposed to work it, until I'm out of the competition, I'm not a part of anything related to the broadcast side. I don't do any type of production meetings. I don't do any. It's like I'm focused on playing. And then whenever that's over, I will still prioritize my training around the broadcast schedule. So, for instance, if I'm going to call a match that's going to be first on, like say 11 a.m., well, I'm probably going to do my training that evening. I'll finish calling my match, say I go 11 to 3. Then we're either in the gym or on court by 6. And it's the same thing even when I'm doing next gen out in LA during the off season. Sometimes we have to be in studio at 2 a.m. Well, I'll go 2 to 6, and then I'll do 7 o'clock at UCLA. And I'm on court 7 to 9 with
Fuck
like
sleep.
the UCLA assistant coach. And then I'll go back and go to sleep.
Fuck that whoop.
I don't need that recovery score.
We need that.
I ain't worried about the
Hey, that's the truth.
I need that
truth.
fulfillment. I need that fulfillment and that passion from highlighting the ATP's newest stars at next gen. No. I enjoy the following the ATP tour next gen. It's about giving back, bro. This sport has given me so much. It's the least I can do is to
Justin, I believe him for one.
The world of the future.
I fully believe you as well.
That's right.
Thank you, Jody.
believe.
This should just be me and you. Go ahead, Jody. What else you got?
Motherfucker said from 2 to 6 and then 7 to 10 on court. Get the
But so it'll be the same. So like, and if I'm calling a match later in the evening, I'll get up here in Paris. I'll do my gym session at 7 a.m. I'm on court 7 to 8, maybe 8:30, and then I get to on court 8:30 to 11. And I get it all in the front end, and then I'll have a break, and then I go in. If I have to call a match by or do anything by 3 or 4 p.m., then that's when I do that. But everything is fixed. I know it's either going to be I'm on the front end of the day working for broadcast, or I'm on the back end of the day. Tennis will be opposite that each day.
And now that you've done it for a little bit and you've had some experiences, some weeks doing this, is it something that you can see yourself doing after tennis? Have you put any thoughts into that at all?
Not really. I'm kind of just letting this. Well, I don't know why Justin is laughing. I don't know why. I don't know what's so funny.
Just do this. Just cover his part of the screen.
Because
just cover
the answer is very clear, bro.
Just cover.
And the reason.
What's that? What are you talking about?
I think the answer is that you love tennis, and what better way
giving back? I love giving back.
And giving back and giving, because we all know that there have not always been the best commentary behind matches at times, and you have a great tennis brain.
Say that.
You wouldn't say that either, right? Why wouldn't you say that?
What are you talking about? There have been phenomenal broadcasters that have laid the groundwork, bro. Like, come on.
This is the thing. He's a disrespectful person.
Oh,
Just his
shit.
nature, you
The
know?
thing is, I watch y'all episodes just to be trying to get people caught up. I done
That's what
seen
I'm
it
saying.
multiple times where he does little stuff trying to get people caught up.
Exactly.
And
And
it's
it's
the reason I've been
unnecessary.
dancing. I've been avoiding y'all for the past year because I done seen Justin
That's
start
my
getting
fault.
messy.
All right.
Justin be getting messy.
I like
Justin
that.
be getting messy,
I
bro.
like that.
Thanks for watching
Anyway.
this clip. If you want to watch the full episode, the link is in the description down below.